Today we're going to use the quadratic formula to determine how many solutions we will have, or how many times the parabola is going to cross the x-axis. We're going to use the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, putting that all over 2a. Okay. Remember that if a parabola crosses once across the x-axis, then it's going to have one real solution. If it crosses twice, there will be two real solutions. And if it does not cross, then there will be two imaginary. So we could have real or imaginary solutions. To determine this, I can use the piece underneath the radical sign or the square root sign. So I'm going to write out b squared minus 4ac, and that's called the discriminant. Did you notice that I have not drawn the radical symbol? This square root sign right here is not used. It's only the piece underneath where I'm going to find the discriminant. So if the discriminant is 0, then I'll have one real solution. If it's greater than 0, then we'll have two real solutions. And if it's less than 0, I'll have two imaginary solutions. Okay, I'm going to write the discriminant down again. And I'm going to use a number line. Now, this is just a visual for you to memorize this. The number line in this case has nothing to do with this calculation. Okay? You will still have to make all the calculations. I just want you to see a way to memorize it. I've put 0 in the middle with my negative signs down at the end and my positive signs to the right. In the middle, I have one real solution if it equals 0. If the discriminant is a negative, then I'll have two imaginary. And if the discriminant is a positive, I'll have two real solutions. So going from left to right, I'll have two imaginary, one real, and two real. Okay? Using that as a visual, I can remember what what I need to do, or what's going to happen when I calculate the discriminant. Okay, here's our example. X squared minus 8x plus 17 equals 0. I'm going to find the discriminant. Okay, using just the b squared minus 4ac, I'm going to have negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 17. This is going to give me 64 minus 68, which equals a negative 4. Okay, think about this. The discriminant, this piece, this is b squared minus 4ac. It is sitting underneath the radical. If something is sitting underneath the radical, what's going to happen? Well, that negative means I'm going to have an I. If I have an I, then it has to be two imaginary. I can't get away from anything else except for imaginary because I have a negative underneath the square root. Okay, the answer to this is going to be two imaginary. If they ask you for the discriminant, you're going to give a negative 4. If they ask you how many solutions you have, then you're going to answer two imaginary. All right, that's it for this video. Let's do some examples with quadratic formula and discriminants.